Today, I'm going to take you through the 7 foods I eat every single day to get shredded and stay shredded. If you're the type of guy who needs motivational music, strobe lighting, and fancy edits to pay attention for longer than 30 seconds, then you might as well bugger off now because this video has none of that. But if you're a grown man who doesn't have the attention span of a toddler, then full screen the video, lock in, and let's get into it. And by the way, if you stick around at the end of the video, I'm going to show you my full breakfast that I have every single day, 365 days a year, that helps fill me up, keeps my mid-morning cravings at bay, and helps me hit my macros. Number 1 on the list is these guys, eggs. Now, it's hard to think of a food in the last few years that's been more controversial because of their links with cholesterol. I even remember 2 Daily Mail articles coming out only about 6 months apart, one saying that eggs were the devil and the other saying that they were essential. There is so much conflicting information out there. However, what you probably don't know is that you would literally die without cholesterol. And that's because cholesterol is one of the most important building blocks to some of the most essential processes that are happening in your body right now. It helps to form cell membranes. It helps to produce hormones like testosterone, which we'll talk about in a second. And it's needed to produce vitamin D and bile acids that help to digest fats. Now, the cholesterol in food like eggs is what we call dietary cholesterol. That is not the same as blood cholesterol, which is the health marker. And the dietary cholesterol in eggs doesn't significantly raise your blood cholesterol because your liver actually naturally adjusts how much it produces based on what you eat. What really impacts your cholesterol and your heart health isn't these guys. It's your diet and your lifestyle. To prove the point once and for all, I'm going to put my cholesterol levels on the screen right here, taken from a blood test that I had just 3 months ago. And for context, I will either have 2 eggs a day if I am cutting or 4 eggs a day if I am bulking, which I'm doing right now as we go into winter. So that is reason number 1 that I have eggs every single day. Reason number 2 is that it's very hard to find a food that is cheaper, quicker, and more versatile than these guys. You can have eggs any single time of day. They go with literally everything, and you can make them in less than 5 minutes. Not only that, they're incredibly nutrient dense, packed with minerals and vitamins. And it's those minerals and vitamins, like zinc, which these guys are full of, that helps with the production of testosterone. And that is another reason that I think every single man should be having at least 2 eggs every single day. But to top it all off, these guys are what we call a complete source of protein. But I'm going to talk about that a little bit later on. Now, the only downside that I find with these little guys is that they can cause a little bit of constipation. So the second food that I add, which is actually a droop, and it counters the effect of the eggs, is milk. Quite simply put, very similar to the eggs, milk is cheap, it is widely available, and it's incredibly versatile. It is a fantastic way to quickly and easily increase your protein and get lots of nutrients, vitamins, and minerals into your bloodstream. And just like the eggs, it's a complete source of protein. Now, I know there will already be some people angrily typing in the comment, "But Doug, I'm fucking lactose intolerant, mate." The irony of all of this is the people who claim they're gluten intolerant and lactose intolerant tend to be the same people who have 10 pints at the weekend. So listen, yes, it is absolutely true that about 65 to 70% of the world does have a varying degree of lactose intolerant, me included, by the way. But just like anything, you will be amazed at how adaptable your body is when you start drinking this on a regular basis. The first couple of days, yeah, you might be letting off a few stinkers, but trust me, push through that. It's well worth it. You will physically see your body composition change in a very good way within a couple of days. And as I said, it counters any constipation that you have with the eggs. Above all of that though, above the fact that it's quick and easy, it's cheap, it's versatile, and it's a great source of protein, another big benefit that this gives a lot of the guys that I work with is that it helps them to hit their calorie number without eating anything that's processed or high sugar. Because you will be amazed when you start tracking your calories and cutting out the crap, how hard it is to eat 2,000 calories of clean food. So when a guy comes to me in his first or second week of the program and say, "Doug, I know you've given me a target of 2,000, but I'm really struggling to get above 1,500, this is a great way to top them up. So that is food/drink number 2. Number 3 is the one and only fruit that I eat every single day, and that is blueberries, which I'm actually going to have right now because I'm hungry. Blueberries are not just a tasty snack though. They are honestly a real powerhouse of a food, and I eat them every single day because they come with not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 benefits that I can think of straight off the dome. They sharpen your memory and your focus. They protect your heart, and they even improve your gut health. Even though they are technically full of sugar, it's not glucose, it's fructose. And blueberries are very low on the glycemic index. So these bad boys don't spike your blood sugar levels. So those are 4 of the biggest benefits. But the 5th one that you experience as a little bit of a reward once you've cut out the processed food and the junk is after a couple of weeks, you can literally retrain your taste buds. And once you've done that, fruit like blueberries are going to taste so sweet and it makes it feel like you're cheating on your diet. And if that wasn't enough, they're also packed full of antioxidants that help fight off any inflammation that you've got in your body and speed up the recovery after your workouts. And I should say, by the way, that you don't need to break the bank with these like I am here in Spain, because in the UK and the US, it's very easy to pick up frozen blueberries rather than fresh, which technically speaking might sound a little bit counterintuitive, are actually better for you because not only are they cheaper and they're going to last longer, but frozen fruit and veg actually holds its nutritional value longer than the fresh stuff does. I would more than happily get frozen blueberries. It's just, I've just moved back to Spain and I haven't found them yet. So that is food number 3. Food number 4, unfortunately, I don't actually have in the house right now, but I don't think you're going to really need me to show you any props of this. And that's meat and fish. Now, technically, you could argue this is 2, but I thought I would combine it into 1 for you. Meat and fish are my main sources of protein because they are what we call complete proteins, which I touched on earlier when I talked about the eggs and the milk. And this is really important because not all protein is created equally. You see, we have essential amino acids and non-essential amino acids. Non-essential amino acids are the ones that your body can naturally synthesize by itself, which is why they're called non-essential. Essential amino acids are the ones that your body cannot synthesize. They are essential because we need to get them through our diet. Now, you're going to find amino acids in the protein that you're eating. Unfortunately, not all protein contains all 9 essential amino acids. However, the reason that I love meat and fish and have it every single day is that just like the milk and just like the eggs, they are complete sources of protein that contain all 9 amino acids and are going to have the highest bioavailability of the protein. But if that wasn't enough, as we talked about with the eggs and the milk, meat and fish are also packed with nutrients, vitamins, and minerals. Plus, they're going to fill you up, they're going to keep your blood sugar nice and stable, and they're going to stop you from touching those cravings. So, when it comes to meat, I will tend to alternate between chicken and beef. Now, when it comes to the beef, sometimes I'll have a steak, sometimes I'll have some mince and mix that with my eggs. When it comes to my fish, I will normally have salmon or prawns or shrimp, as you guys call it in the US. Sometimes I will have tuna, but one rule I do have in place is that I will never have fish for my lunch and my dinner. Unfortunately, in the modern world that we live in, the way a lot of our fish is farmed these days means that they are loaded with a lot of heavy metals. Now, this isn't a problem when you spread your fish out, but I wouldn't want to be having it twice a day, every single day, particularly tuna. Number 5 is my favorite vegetable and one of the most nutrient-packed foods you can have. And I've just realized that it's not here, so bear with me. Here we go. I couldn't find frozen blueberries, but I could find frozen spinach. So again, just like the fruit, just like the blueberries, getting these frozen is going to be cheaper, it's going to last longer, and it's going to help you contain more of the nutrients for longer. But as well as that, spinach is relatively high in protein for a vegetable. After all, why do you think Popeye has it? It's loaded with vitamins and minerals that support muscle growth, and it's even been proven to help maintain healthy blood pressure and boost your energy. That's because it's packed with iron, magnesium, and antioxidants. Plus, just like a lot of other leafy green vegetables, it's super low calories, but very filling. So you can stack your plate with the spinach, knowing that it's going to fill you up without throwing your calories overboard. Number 6 is my go-to treat, which I have every single day. And that is dark chocolate. Now, as you can see, hopefully it was in focus there, I have the 85% cacao, I never know how to say that word. I'm a big believer that everyone should have something that they love and look forward to in their diet every day. Because when you do that, you're essentially cheating on your diet and having a mini diet break every day. A lot of coaches will prescribe their clients with diet breaks after 6 to 8 weeks. And I have been guilty of doing this myself in the past. Now, don't get me wrong. It can be a powerful dietary intervention for some people, but for most people, it tends to lead them down the road of going into the binge restrict cycle. They restrict their calories as much as they can for 6 to 8 weeks, and then when coach finally says, hey, go crazy, they go crazy. But if you incorporate a treat, and it doesn't have to be dark chocolate, I'll talk about some alternatives in a second, into your diet every single day, not only are you never going to have to take a diet break, but it honestly is going to make it feel like you're cheating on your diet. Now, of course, I'm not talking about having chips or cookies. That type of stuff is so processed, it's going to throw your calories way over. But you could have air pop popcorn, or the one I had when I lost 50 pounds in 4 months was Halo Top ice cream. I had half a tub every single day without fail, and I lost 50 pounds. 50 pounds in just 4 months. So those are the 6 foods that I will intersperse throughout the day. But I will also have the same breakfast every single day, which I'm going to put on the screen right here. Now, to a lot of people, this might not look very exciting. And I'll be honest with you, it isn't. But the reason I have it every single day is because it serves a purpose and it fits in my value system. Let me explain what I mean. My goals are bigger than my need to have something high sugar in the morning. It's worth me consciously and mindfully watching what I put in my body, particularly in my first meal, because I believe that your first meal often dictates how the rest of the day is going to go when it comes to your food. This meal right here, and I have 60 grams of brown flakes, 200 grams of Greek yogurt, and 10 grams of honey. Not only is it tasty, in my humble opinion, not only is it high in protein and fiber, which helps to fill me up and keep my blood sugar levels stable, but it is also quick, easy, and affordable. It sets the tone for how the rest of my day is going to go when it comes to my food. It stops me from having mid-morning cravings, and honestly, it makes it pretty damn easy for me to stick to my calories. So these foods that I've taken you through today are the backbone of my diet. But your nutrition is only one piece of the puzzle. And if I'm really honest, figuring out what to eat and how much to eat is the easy bit. Sticking to it is where 99% of guys mess up. On my coaching program, you'll get your own personalized workout and nutrition program that's customized to your goals. But what really makes the difference is the support, structure, and accountability they'll give you over a 6-month period. I'll help you build the habits that create the healthy lifestyle so that in 6 months, you won't need a coach ever again. In fact, you'll be more knowledgeable than most of the guys you watch on YouTube. So if you want to find out exactly how it works, you can go ahead and click the link that's going to be under this video. There's a short video on the website that explains exactly how it works, what you get, and the packages that are available. I hope to be working with you soon, but if not, thanks very much for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.